Yo, what is going on, everyone in the XRP community? XRP monthly chart, man. Wow, that's what we are looking at right now. The XRP all-time monthly chart log scale, which I have not looked at for a while. And I'm noticing some things where I think this is going to move along with the origin cycle repeat theory. Okay, little refresher on what the origin cycle theory is. Okay, this is the thing that, like all around here, when XRP was here, all I was talking about was, guys, origin cycle theory, like it's gonna play out. It is going to repeat the origin cycle. And dude, we're literally on like, bro, I think this is phase 7 right here before 8, where we get the massive capital appreciation. We get that retail crazy FOMO mania where just it will not stop going up. Right? First off, I want to say the current macros for the cryptocurrency market are lining up exactly with what XRP is about to do. We have altcoins in general just really not doing much, and Bitcoin surging like crazy. And what happens after Bitcoin surges like crazy? It ends up staying flat, slightly appreciating, and then you get this big altcoin push, right? And I'm just telling you, with XRP, look, take a look at this, right? So origin cycle theory is the all-time high 1, bear market crash 2, almost all-time high, but not quite 3, second bear market crash 4, but it doesn't go below the previous bear market low, and then you have the grueling long time of consolidation 5, where everyone loses hope in XRP, and then you have 6, the massive extension, again, the most hated pump in cryptocurrency. And then you get this part right here. You get this part right here, okay? Guys, take this and use that as reference for what's going on right now with XRP. We are literally at that moment in origin cycle theory. Everything has played out almost perfectly. A couple of, flaws in the theory for sure, but for the most part, it is played out perfectly. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then now we have the 7. Okay? Let's keep going. Now, this is like modern day XRP. This is post 2017 crazy bull run XRP. All-time high 1, bear market crash 2, almost all-time high 3, but not quite. Bear market crash again, doesn't precede the previous bear market lows. The ultra long, grueling consolidation phase with XRP where everyone just gives up with it, 5. And then the most hated rally that comes in, 6. My only criticism of the origin cycle theory here is that we did not close that much higher than the previous all-time high monthly close. Compared to here, like the XRP all-time monthly close here was like, almost 4 cents, and then we had an all-time high close of like 24 cents. That was about, a 5-6x or whatnot. But this one here, all-time high close, we have XRP at about $2. All-time high close here is about $3. So there is, some flaws here, but still, everything is pointing to me that, dude, we are at phase 7, the ignition sequence of XRP before we get to number 8, which is like just the massive movement on XRP that we have been waiting for years. And has been the sole reason of us buying XRP at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 cents. Because we knew this was going to happen. XRP is going to enter a different phase of price discovery when the landscape changes. All the progress of Ripple and XRP keeps moving forward, full steam ahead. Brad telling us to lock in. Ripple filing for licenses that I've never even heard of, called a Fed master account, where Ripple would hold RLUSD reserves directly with the Fed, bringing an never seen before amount of security and trust into a stablecoin when the reserves are directly held with the Fed. A Fed master account. I mean, good God. Good God, guys. So we have officially, I'm seeing here with XRP, just, yeah, we had that big $3 run up and we come back down to $2 for 1 month, another month, another month, another month, another month. And what you'll notice here on phase 7 origin cycle theory is it's just gradually creeping up. It's mostly wicks, right? We're seeing a lot of wicks. Like the market's trying to get XRP to deviate from this range because they're betting on, oh no, it ain't going to stay up here. It's going back down. Oh no, it ain't going to stay up here. It's going back up. And we're just kind of, the market tried to get XRP to deviate. All the liquidation events, all the crazy pumps and shit like that happened really quick. But dude, XRP is just staying still and slightly appreciating and slightly appreciating and slightly appreciating. Let's look at origin cycle phase 7. What happened? XRP slightly appreciating over the course. If I zoom down for some time frames, it's going to be an appreciation, right? So if I go to like the daily here, okay, you have XRP doing this like consolidating but slightly appreciating as time goes on, which leads to number 8, which is the massive the retirement move. Come down to current XRP, pulls back, slightly appreciating, making higher lows, and it's coming in for the retirement move. So guys, really, with XRP, there's not really much else to say except, dude, 60-cent iron wall has been broken. Origin cycle theory, not perfectly following, but it is effectively following the origin cycle theory. All-time high, all-time high. 90% bear market crash, 90% bear market crash. Almost all-time high, but not quite. Almost all-time high, but not quite. Second bear market crash doesn't precede the previous bear market crash lows. And then the grueling long consolidation period where everyone just starts doubting XRP, does the unthinkable. People start doubting XRP, does the unthinkable. Right? So that's where it's like with original origin cycle theory, the phase 6 part, it's just, or phase 5. It was a lot shorter back here. It was about 486 days back here as compared to when XRP decided to do the repeat of the cycle theory. It took like, dude, almost double the time. So that's got me thinking, well, if these two zones here, if we go from origin to modern day, it took double the time, is this part going to take double the time? Is phase 7 going to take double the time? Or because the momentum's already there, is it going to about, follow exactly and go for the repeat? So that's the biggest thing I'm kind of watching for here, is just basically really like any chart with XRP right now. The only one that matters, in my opinion, is the monthly. I think where we stand now with XRP, looking at anything else but the monthly chart is a waste of time. I mean, of course, keep up with your day-to-day price swings. Everyone does that, right? But if you're going to come on to TradingView for XRP, the only thing that really matters is the monthly, because everything below that is just going to be noise. It's just noise. Because since this origin cycle, right? Again, like how this part took double the time, this part took double the time, but in like the grand scheme of things, the entire movement, dude, it's taking like double to like 2.5x the time. So it's like, since we have so much time built into this structure, it's just like, bro, watch monthly. That's all you got to really watch and worry about. So now, here's the kicker. We got Bitcoin approaching just all-time high levels. Ethereum ain't doing much. It really ain't doing good. Not that it matters. You got a lot of altcoins just not really doing all that much. But the main thing is we have Bitcoin surging, which again, whether we like it or not, the digital pet rock, okay, it's the big daddy of the market. Whatever Bitcoin does, the altcoins are going to attempt to try to ride the coattails of that. And we have Bitcoin ripping all-time highs. We have a pro-crypto administration that is taking away all the attacks that, come into this market and were beating us down with the previous administration. We got all of a sudden the floodgates of regulations opening up, where we are now in a point where the lawsuit's gone, the regulations are softening, and now this is the reason why Brad Garlinghouse comes out on Twitter and starts saying, lock the fuck in, it's time for us to cook. It is time for us to establish and show the world the dominance we have over this market, because to be honest, it is really the only coin fucking fundamentally really worth anything. Of course, there's other coins out there that have their own narratives like Monero, privacy, Solana, the on-chain stuff. Of course, right? But when it comes to the ultimate end goal of cryptocurrency, which is putting the entire world on these rails of this blockchain that can process 1,500 transactions plus per second, settlement time 2 to 3 seconds, network fees non-existent, and the network fees that even do exist there burn XRP and create a deflationary asset, which incentivizes you to hold longer over time. I mean, I am seeing this as a real contender that is going to flip Ethereum and flip Bitcoin. Everything is there, guys. Find me another cryptocurrency company that has a subsidiary that is going forward with a Fed master account. Now, that really makes me think when Brad was interviewed at that one conference. I think it was XRP Apex. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he gets this little, kind of street interview style. And he's saying, yeah, we're going to, 14% of SWIFT the next 5 years. Doesn't that kind of cue you into why they'd want a Fed master account in the first place or a U.S. banking license in the first place? How come they filed for both of those on the exact same day? I'm just telling you guys, it's so obvious where XRP is going, right? It's so obvious where XRP is going. But then the kicker really is, okay, what's the timing on this? Can we all start going out and, buying Lamborghinis, getting mortgages to big fancy homes because we know XRP is going to go up in 2 months? Or is this going to take another 6 to 8 months for phase 7 to really play out? So that is my big conspiracy theory with XRP, is just this origin cycle theory. Okay? And from what we know, everything is taking about double the time to play out. But it's like, is it going to stay consistent with phase 7? Does XRP, because we're not going back down to 60 cents. That ain't happening. If XRP, if its destiny was to go back down to 60 cents, oh my God, with 7 months of monthly candles not going up, it would have happened at this point. But no, Ripple XRP has the respect of the market now to where those sub $2 XRP, it's gone. That train has left the station. Getting 4 or 5 for $1, 2 for $1, it ain't happening again. It ain't happening again. So now my question is, do we have XRP keep doing these kind of sideways but slowly continues to appreciate? Or do we have some kind of catalyst moment, right? Some kind of catalyst moment. A BlackRock XRP ETF that causes the market to give even more respect for XRP than it already has. Is it these Fed master accounts getting approved by the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency? Is it the U.S. banking licenses getting approved? Is it like an RLUSD on-chain explosion that ends up being a catalyst for XRP? Does it end up being Bitcoin rips to 170K in 1 month somehow and just forces an alt season upon us that forces XRP to break? Do we have some kind of unforeseen announcement that just shocks everybody and turns XRP into a coin with no red candles, right? So with everything in the landscape of XRP and what we know and what we have been taught and what we have seen unfold, we know XRP is going up to we know the retirement pump is coming in. We know that's coming in. But now it's just, okay, is it July? Is it August? Is it October? Is it December? Is it somehow January 2026? Right now with XRP, I think is truly a calm before the storm moment. That's what it is. It's a calm before the storm moment. Massive, massive 500% price appreciation, a 30% pullback, and then just month after month after month after month of nothing but pure stability at these levels. Telling the market, no, we're not pump and dumping here. We are enacting the next phase of origin cycle theory, which is phase 7. Now, back then, what was the catalyst for XRP here? Oh my God, I don't even remember. You know what this was? I know what it was. Back here, The biggest FUD for XRP. So XRP, right? It grows from half a penny to like 40 freaking cents and goes back down to 20 cents, 15 cents. And the biggest criticism, like the number one criticism of XRP was, hey, these Ripple people, they have more than half of the supply. What says they don't just rug the coin? Which, honestly, with modern day XRP is out of the question, right? But back then, when crypto was so in its infancy, it was just like, okay, there's scams left and right everywhere. How do we know XRP isn't one of them? And then what Ripple did right here is they evaluated the kind of the social conditions of XRP, and the biggest thing was, dude, you guys have all these coins, and how do you give us the guarantee that you're not just gonna dump all these on the open market? This candle right here, this December candle, specifically December 7th, 2017, was when Ripple announced the escrow. Hey, we're taking like 90% of these tokens we have, and we are locking them into contracts to prove to you guys we are a legitimate business with a real narrative, and no, we're not just going to unload all these things on the next pump. That was the catalyst back here for XRP. So if the escrow was the catalyst back here, what is the catalyst here? It could be as simple as just Bitcoin starts pumping like crazy, and all of a sudden that interest, that retail interest, just comes right back into crypto, where everyone and their mother is just trying to buy as many coins as they can. That could be one of them. I think another big contender for sure is if BlackRock files for an XRP ETF. That is just going to really, really legitimize what XRP is in the first place. And then you start getting the narrative of like, oh my God, is Ethereum just slowly dying and XRP becomes the new big number two? Which historically it always was number two until, ETHgate. I don't want to get into that too much, but there's a lot of things that could catalyze XRP out of phase 7 here. And we are going to see like a run to double digits. That is the destiny of XRP, is a double digit minimum. Triple digit for sure down the line. I can see that happening. But right now, my short term, medium term focus is like, okay, this thing is going to run to double digits. And then when we get there to $10, how deep do we go into double digits? Are we doing 20, 30? Or are we doing like 50, 60? Who knows, right? But something is going to have to set off that switch. And again, could be as simple as just, hey, Bitcoin pumping and alt season's back. Or it's an RLUSD Fed master account freaking FOMO hype cycle. It's a BlackRock iShares XRP ETF filing. It could be, proof comes out that Satoshi had a hand in the creation of XRP. It's what can go on in the future can be some very unforeseen things that causes a lot of FOMO panic. And it would be the perfect just explosion for XRP, man. It's just beautiful, guys. It's really beautiful, the position we have XRP in right now. Because not going to lie, dude, like back here with XRP, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, phase 5. God, this phase 5 back here was so brutal. It was brutal, man. I don't want to say I was depressed, but it was just like, I wake up every day and XRP is just not pumping. For freaking, what, how many? 2.5 years straight. But now we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, this dream we have of this, of these slow motion lottery tickets called XRP. I mean, dude, we are right there at ignition sequence, phase 7, origin cycle repeat. Holy fuck, how high do we go? Right? And we just have everything going for us right now. I will say though, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. Right now with XRP, it's like it's in a really unique point for, I think, like the OG XRP community, that it's like XRP, this is the way I feel. XRP is too expensive to buy, but too cheap to sell. Does anyone else feel that way? Not saying that me feeling like that is going to make, everyone else think that, like, the whole world think, oh no, XRP is too expensive. But no, it's different for us because we're down there 10, 20 cents, throwing as much money as we could into there, trying to secure our futures. But it's like, that's how I feel. It's like, I ain't selling XRP right now, but I ain't buying XRP either. Wish I would have bought more back here for sure. That is one of my biggest regrets, because back here, I didn't buy like any XRP back here. I stopped buying XRP. I think this was my last buy, was the post-lawsuit buy. That was my last big purchase. And I'm like, okay, this either works out or it doesn't. I'm done putting money into it. But yeah, I definitely have some regrets about not stacking up more here. Because, God, I was just such a, freaking 19 to 25 cent purist that once it got up to like half a dollar, I'm like, dude, 2 for 1, this is not even a good price. But looking back on it, and maybe that's how we look back on today. Maybe that's how we look back on today, going, God dang it, I should have taken out a second mortgage on the home and threw it all into XRP. Again, don't do that. That is very risky. But yeah, it's exciting stuff, guys. Last thing, let me remove all this schizo TA. Another chart I want to look at with you guys to really simplify things is the 3-month. Oh my God. Oh my God. How is this not going to lead into a pump to 20 bucks? I just like, dude, it is just right there, man. Come on, some big bank like a JP Morgan. Hey, we're going to start slowly transitioning out of Swift and only use an XRP now for our payments. We're going to save ourselves money. We're going to make more money. We're going to save our customers money. Dude, like we are right there, guys. We are right there. Look at that 3-month chart, man. Look at that. It's just right there in this range, hovering right below it. And with how strong the trend line is here, it's like, that ain't going down, bro. That is not going down. That's all I'll say. That is not going down. Anyways, I mean, one more chart you could look at is the 12-month. I mean, God, it's just like, dude, how does this thing not just blast into price discovery? Anyways, fellas, that's it for the video today. Hope I didn't talk in circles too much, but yeah, origin cycle theory, monthly chart, like 90% of the theory like is going to plan. It's just everything is taking longer on the second phase of the origin cycle theory to play out. Now we're at phase 7, and it's all eyes on Twitter, Google, news, fucking just some crazy unforeseen announcement comes out of nowhere. Why do I think that's going to happen? Arthur Brito, silent for 14 years, comes back, drops an emoji with no mouth, saying, I can't fucking say anything. He knows something's coming. And I'm waiting to see what that thing that is coming, what it is. Because Arthur Brito comes back, Brad is just fucking lively on Twitter, tweeting all the time, lock in, Ripple, RLUSD, XRP, we're moving forward, we're building. Bro, like something's coming. Something big that all the insiders know is coming. Definitely. All right, guys, that's it for the video today. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Oh my God, I can't wait till XRP gets to like 10 to 20 fucking dollars, bro. What I'll do personally, double-digit XRP, probably, I want to sell like 30%. That's kind of like what I want to do. I don't know. I don't want to sell too much XRP because in the grand scheme of things, a $10 XRP is still like really low for what this is like trying to accomplish for the world. God, not even the cross-border payments, but like just the on-chain TVL booming, the tokenizing treasuries, tokenizing stocks. Imagine like you got tokenized stocks on the XRP ledger where you can trade them 24/7 all the time for fucking no fee, decentralized, and you can stack stocks, on Saturday at 2 in the morning. There is a market and a liquidity that exists there with like a real one-to-one backing on the ledger. Like, dude, this is fucking. That's why I don't want to sell too much. But when XRP gets to like, 10, 15, 20 bucks, at some point, I don't know, maybe if I get some kind of top signal, like a very, very, very distant family member calling me asking how to buy it, I might probably just take that as my top signal. Yeah, just like, I don't know, when people you haven't talked to in forever just show up and they start, sending you text messages and calling you about like, hey, how do I buy this? That is a very, very consistent top signal. But, yeah, I don't want to sell too much. But, like, for all the time I have waited with XRP, it's like I got to give myself a fat juicer payday at one point. I don't know if that's going to be like a 25% sell in my bag, a 30%, 35%. I really haven't decided yet. I guess I'll just kind of freeball it and just see how I feel at the time. But, yeah, at some point it's like I got to pull out a huge chunk of money and just pay myself off. Take that money, put it into various financial instruments, CDs at 4%. Short-term treasury bonds, covered call ETFs, SCHD, a nice, like U.S. equity Dow Jones, dividend ETF, Realty Income Corp. Just kind of, spread it all around, like really, really safe stuff in the stock market that pays you about 4 or 5%. And that's really the goal, just to kind of let your money work for you, live off the dividends, man. Live off your money working for you. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's say you wake up, XRP is $15. What percent of your bag are you selling? Because it's like you want to pay yourself for like all this time and money invested and how long you've waited. But then it's like you don't want to cut yourself too short where you're limiting like potential gains for the future. I don't know. I'm thinking like 25-30%. That's what I'm thinking of right now. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Make sure do smash like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.